Okay. All right, so everyone, welcome to Kadol Kol Shira in partnership with Breslov.org. Baruch Hashem, I hope everyone had a wonderful Yom Tov, and I hope you felt the Zman Chereseinu, and I hope you took something with you from the Yom Tov. That's the whole point. You have to always take something with you from the Yom Tov, right? We ended off the Yom Tov with the beautiful Sudas Mashiach, right? Mashiach Suda. Did you? What?
Even I went to one.
Yeah, my wife. They had a special one here in the front. Even for the ladies, Baruch Hashem. It was something very, 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 very special, and but we're very blessed to be where we are, and we thank Hashem for everything. All right, now it's Parshat Shemini, and well, let's see, in the calendar year, right? It's Rosh Chodesh Nisan, right? We're getting ready for Rosh Chodesh year, right? But the Yom HaShmini was actually Rosh Chodesh Nisan. Right? Unusually, we read Parshat Shemini before Pesach. It usually works out, but this year it's after Pesach. But okay, Baruch Hashem. It was a very fascinating day. Medrash tells us that Hashem, it was compared to the day that Hashem did Ma'aseh Shemayim V'Oretz, that He completed Shemayim V'Oretz, and it was a day of completion. It was a day where we had really stumbled, and we had involved ourselves in the golden calf, right? And it was through that, and again, Moshe Rabbeinu going to battle for us, that Hashem commanded us to build the Mishkan. And we know that there were the Zayin Yemei Miluim, the 7 days of Moshe Rabbeinu setting up the Mishkan and taking it down and doing the Avodah. And then on the 8th day, which was Rosh Chodesh Nisan, HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, you should be Hukom Es HaMishkan, and we're going to inaugurate the Mishkan. It's going to be the Chanukas HaMishkan. Okay, Chanukas HaMizbeach, Chanukas HaMishkan. And of course, that's what happened. And the Medrash tells us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Moshe Rabbeinu that Aaron should bring a series of karbonos, and that should be forgiveness for him and for Klal Yisrael. And Aaron couldn't go into the Mishkan. He couldn't go in. He saw on the corners of the Mizbeach, he saw the Egel Hazov, and he felt responsible for that. And Aaron said that I can't go in. And Moshe Rabbeinu said to him, Nikach nefcharta. This is the reason why you were chosen, because you're such an honor. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves anivos, true anivos. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Moshe Rabbeinu, this is the reason why. Moshe Rabbeinu said, this is the reason why you were chosen. But let's understand something. This was a great day of simcha. A great day of simcha. Because we had lost our connection with the Shekhinah HaKadoshah. And on this day, the Shekhinah came back. The Shekhinah came back to Klal Yisrael. The covenant of Hashem came back to Klal Yisrael. And it was a great day of simcha. It must have been something spectacular, beyond words. And on this day, after Moshe and Aaron, Aaron brings the karbanos, so nothing happened. Nothing happened. Then Moshe Rabbeinu went with Aaron, they davened to Hashem. Then the fire came from Shemayim and and took the karbanos. Then we realized how great that day was, that the Shekhinah HaKadosh Baruch Hu came back to us. But something happened right away after that. Aaron had his 2 sons, Nadav and Avihu. These were 2 great tzaddikim. Great tzaddikim. and there's a dispute. What did they do wrong? There was a dispute whether the fact wasn't that they weren't married. There was another reason why maybe they had been a little bit inebriated. But they took a machva, they took their pans, and they brought an eish zara on this day in the holy Mishkan. When they did that, HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent down a fire and burnt them. And it says, Vayidoim Aaron. Aaron he didn't say anything. He didn't complain. Aaron did not complain. Let's think for a second. Aaron could have said to Moshe Rabbeinu, my dear brother, I told you I didn't want this. I told you I didn't want to go in. You insisted that I do this. You insisted that I bring these karbanos. You insisted I do the avoda. And look what happened to my children. But Vayidam Aaron was quiet. And then the laws, and Aaron was rewarded for that, because the laws of that the fact that a kohen can't go into the Beis Hamikdash, into the Mishkan, while they're inebriated with wine, right? And so therefore, that was given over to Aaron. Those laws were given over to Aaron. That was Aaron's reward for Vayidam Aaron. He was quiet. Could you imagine that? His two children, these were great tzaddikim, and he lost them on this day, and he did not complain. Amazing, really. It's truly something spectacular. Aaron was someone so special. Aaron was so special that he was. We know that Aaron was Oyev Shalom and Roidev Shalom, right? Aaron was trying to make shalom with everybody. We understood he made shalom between the Jewish people and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, of course, because he was bringing the karbanos for the people and getting them a atonement for their sin, bringing them closer to Hashem. But he would also make shalom bein adam leishtai, bein ish leishtai. And the Medrash says it was amazing what he would do. If there was a dispute going on between a husband and a wife, he would run over to the wife and he would say, you know, did you know how much your husband told me how much he loves you? Did you know that? Your husband loves you so much. And he's so upset about the situation. And then he would run over to the husband and say, oh, your wife, she loves you so much, and she's so upset. And then they would bring them back together. They would bring them back together. Unbelievable, the ways of the tzaddikim, and they just cared about everybody else. Unbelievable. Now, in the parsha, we also have the laws of the different species when it comes to fish, and when it comes to this fish has to have the snapir and this kaskeshes. It has to have the fins, and it has to have the scales, right? Any fish that you take out of the water, right? And you see that it has on its scales, and you see that it has on its fins, is a kosher fish. You don't have, there's no list of the fish. Any fish that has scales, any fish that has fins is a kosher fish. There's a long list of the animals, right? A long list of the animals. Short list of the birds. Short list of the birds, right? And okay, I mean that's basically the parsha. We have the introduction of the Mishkan. Of course, we had the karbanos. I forgot to say the karbanos of the Nesiim, the holy Nesiim, right? That each president of the tribe, of each respective tribe, the 12 tribes, every day of Nisan brought another sacrifice. It was the carbon of the day. We discussed that the first days of Nisan, right? We have the first 12 days of Nisan is based on the inauguration and the sacrifices that each Nasi brought up for his Shevet. And it was a Yom Simcha for each one of these days. That was the reason why we said that when it comes to the Chodesh Nisan, we don't say the Tachnan, because most of the month is a month of Simcha that we wouldn't say Tachnan. Right? Because the days, of course, on Rosh Chodesh Nisan, you wouldn't say Tachnan anyhow. But then every day when the Nasi would bring their carbon, it was a Simcha for Klal Yisrael. So we didn't bring the carbon also. We didn't have to say the Tachnan. And then came Pesach. Pesach, you don't say Tachnan. So that's most of the month. And therefore we don't have to say Tachnan. And it's the only month. It's the only month of the year that you take the entire month and you don't say Tachnan. Right? When it comes to Tishrei, you're saying Tachnan. Right? You start off, it's Rosh Hashanah, you have Aseret Yemei Tshuva, right? And you have Yom Kippur, right? And then you don't say Tachnan. But this is the only month of the year. Only month of the year. It's the Rosh Chodashim. It's the head of the month, the first month, that we don't say the Tachnan. Unbelievable to understand that. Right? A lot of people don't know why they're not saying the Tachnan. Okay. So there's many, many things we could talk about. Does anyone have any questions, any things that you want to bring up? Any ideas or anything? Or it's okay? It's okay. Then I would like to take a look here at a beautiful Kedushas Levi. The holy Kedushas Levi, Rav Levi Yitzchak ben Sarah Sasha, Schus Yogen Aleinu Al Kol Yisrael. Right? We need a lot of protection these days. And I was thinking that we need the idea that we need our defender, right? We need the defender, and our defender of Klal Yisrael was known as the Holy Kedushas Levi. So here's what he says: "Ba'pasuk uve'el b'nei Yisrael tedaber lema," and to the Jewish people say, "Chu sir izim lachatas," take a seer, izim, right? Lechatas. U'mesayim akasav v'shor v'aya l'shlomim l'zbayach l'fnei Hashem. Okay, take for yourself a goat, take for yourself an ox, take for yourself a ram, okay, whatever, and bring them as karbanos to Hashem. Then he asks the question. There's something we have to wonder about over here. Hare anon kaiman lon shelechol korban sarach bikur arba yomim. The Gemara Psachim tells us that you would have to take a korban. If you wanted to bring a korban, you had to watch it 4 days in advance. That's what we did with the korban Pesach. Remember, we took the korban Pesach and we tied it up to our bedposts for 4 days. Why? Because it needed bikur. We had to watch it. Make sure it didn't have any damage. There was no mum to the animal. V'lama bekan tziva Hashem yisbarach likach korban ulikrav b'yom rishon. So why over here does Hashem say, take it in 1 day? Hey, wait, hold on a second. What about the 4 days the Gemara says about the bikur? You have to watch the korban. Beloy bika arba yama, without watching it for 4 days. Ayid b'pasuk. Here's another question. Vayisa Aaron es yodav el ha'om vayivarche. Aaron a kohen lifted up his hands. That was the first time Birchas Kahanim was done. Right? Aaron did Birchas Kahanim the first time on this day, which was on Rosh Chodesh Nisan, B'yom HaShemini. This was the first day that Birchas Kahanim was done. Aaron lifted up his hands and he blessed the Jewish people. Vayered Maaseh chatas, and he brought their chatas. Vayavay Moshe v'Aaron el Oyel Mayed. Moshe and Aaron came into the Oyel Mayed, into the courtyard. Vayetzu vayevorchu es ha'am. They went and they blessed the nation. Vayera kvoid Hashem el kol ha'am. And the covenant of Hashem, the glory of Hashem, was seen to the entire nation. Yesh ledaktik b'mashe kosav vayered ma'asois hachatas. What does it mean vayered? The pasuk says vayered me'asois hachatas. What does it mean vayered me'asois hachatas? V'loi kosav vayetze me'asois. What does it mean they went down instead of saying they went out? K'may shekosav b'pasav shel acharav. Vayetzu vayevorchu esa'am. They went out and they blessed the people. So why over here does it use the lashon vayered me'asoi sachatos and not vayetzu? Okay, you understand? That's the next question. Vayetzu v'orcha v'novay levoya mikoydem mamar chachmeinu l'zuchaynu l'vrachim mesechtes avos Rabbi Omer Eze derech yeshara. What's the right path that a person should go down? Famous words in Pirkei Avos, sheyaver lo yodam. A person should go down. What's the right way to do things? How does one know how to conduct themselves? So he says, kol shu tiferes lo oiseha v'tiferes loy min ha'adam. Right? I'm not going to translate that now for only one reason. We're going to let the Kedushas Levi to translate that for us. All right, he's going to give us the explanation of these beautiful words. Kol shu tiferes la'iseh v'tiferes la'imin ha'adam. Ki hine yadua goydel malis Yisrael. Here we see the great level of the Jewish people. Ki Yaakov bacha lo'ika. Yaakov Avinu chose Hashem. V'ratza banu liyos la'am sigula mikol o'amim. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu made us His children, and we should be His nation. And we are the Am Sigula. We are the most choicest nation. Mikol Oamim. La'avod oisa yoim v'layla b'leiv tamim. We should serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu day and night. V'gisay b'yoimim v'layla. Right? B'leiv tamim, with a complete heart. V'hina yadua. Goydel malos tzadikim. Here we see the great level of the tzaddikim. How do you see that? Tzaddikim serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu with a complete heart. What does that mean? Shehem moishlim kiviyachol. They rule kiviyachol b'HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Kamar Chazal, the Gemara Mayikatan on Tes Zayin Amid Beis, Tzaddik Moishel b'yiras Elikim. The tzaddik rules with his fear of God. Then the Gemara says, "Mi Moishel be." Hashem says, "Who controls me? Mi Moishel be." Tzaddik. The tzaddik can be Moishel over Hashem. V'heim l'mala midargas hamalachim. And the tzaddikim are greater than the malachim. We talk about in the davening, V'fanim v'chayes hakodesh. Right, we had the burning angels. We had all different levels of angels. The tzaddikim are greater than the angels. Ulefi zeh noimar b'kavones hakosav sois osis b'Hashem. The Navi Yeshai says sois osis b'Hashem ki shloima melech olav v'shalom omar bein chacham yismach ov. In Mishlei, Shloima Melech writes, bein chacham. The son that's a chacham, Yismach Av, makes his father proud, makes his father joyful, brings joy to his father. V'anu nikrayim, bonim lamokim, and we are called Hashem's children. Beautiful, right? We're called HaKadosh Baruch Hu's children. V'nimsa, kishat tzadik oived es Hashem, azai ki v'yochel Hashem yisbarach mekabel tanig me'adam hazeh. When a tzaddik is serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and we know it's v'amech kulam tzadikim, any yid that serves HaKadosh Baruch Hu brings a lot of tainig, a lot of delight to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, from that person that's serving him. V'hinei derech mashal la'av. Here I'm going to give you an example of a father. Sheyesh lo ben. The father has a child. V'benahu lo yechsa lo klal. The son is not lacking anything. The father gives him everything. He has everything. Shayin v'oishe bebeisai. He has wealth and everything in his house, whatever he needs. V'hav yesh lo mizeh tanug. That gives the father a lot of delight to know that his son has everything that he needs. When he goes to his house, it says when he wants to. And that Kodesh Baruch gave him all good. Ein loy tanig mizeh shenasan leHashem rav tuv ubracha. Rak hatanig haben ha'hu ma sha'av yesh loy tanig meitai. How do you like that? It's only to the son. Look at these words; it's so beautiful. Rak hatanig haben, the tanig from the son is u'ma sha'av yesh loy tanig meitai. The son loves when the father has delight, it takes pride in the son. It loves his son. That's what the son wants. V'zeu simchasei v'tanugay kach ha'tzadik. Ha'oived es Hashem b'leiv sholeh. Ein loy tanig mizeh she'oived es Hashem. The tzaddik doesn't have a tanig that he's serving Hashem. Muchan l'rav tov. And he's prepared for all the good. Atzafin loy lasid lavai. What's the delight of the tzaddik? Shashem Yisbarach yesh loy tanig me'avaydasai. The tzaddik is so happy that Hashem is taking delight and pleasure in his service to him. Look at the words now. Why I said I didn't translate it before. Yesh loy tanig me'avaydasai. V'zeu sois k'loy meshani sos. B'simcha rabba. Hashem says, I'm very happy with great simcha. Machmas osis b'Hashem. That I'm happy that I'm being able to give delight to Hashem. Sois osis b'Hashem. I'm so happy. Why? That I'm able to give HaKadosh Baruch Hu delight. That's what the words mean. Sois osis b'Hashem. There's a beautiful song. Sois osis b'Hashem, right? We know the word, right? Beautiful words. Shani mevi simcha b'Hashem. Look at this. We bring simcha to Hashem when we follow the mitzvahs. Isn't that so beautiful and so empowering? That we have the right, that we have the ability, all of us. Whenever we do a mitzvah, we fulfill Hashem's ratzon, we give HaKadosh Baruch Hu tainik. Wow. B'shvil zeh ani sameach simcha rabba. And therefore, I'm very happy that I merit to be able to do this. Lahavi chedva laHashem Yisbarach, to bring delight and joy to Hashem. Koretz mechayme kamaini. What is a person? He's forged out of blood, flesh and blood. Koretz mechayme, from physicality. Kamaini yismach es habayre baruch hu. I can give delight to Hashem. What are we already? We're basar v'dam, we're flesh and blood. What are we? But we can give the light to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Unbelievable. Hashem b'yodei bakol mashallah. Really, Hashem has He has control and total control of dominion over everything. V'hinei atam masha Hashem Yisbarach mekabel taneg me'avodas ha'adam yosem me'elef alfei amlofim Kitais malachim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has tens and thousands of myriads of angels that serve him. Ki yadua, it's known. Shayetzer leiv adam ha'adam rami nurav. That when a person is born, the Torah tells us that the heart of the individual is evil. That what does that mean? That till a young boy is 13 years old, he has the Yetzer Hara. When he becomes a bar mitzvah boy, then he gets the chelik haneshama. He gets the chelik haneshama. That's why the Arizal says, right? The Arizal says that a bar mitzvah is a big, big, big thing. You have to make a big thing about it because it's a chasna. What's going on? The child is now imbued with his neshama. The neshama elikus now comes into the child. Unbelievable, right? Shayetz adam rak minura umiyad lepesach chata isroivetz. Right? The Torah tells us that in Bereshis. Umiyad lepesach chata isroivetz. And then at the opening, the sin is lurking. And therefore, when a Jew takes his way, he turns away from his business, and he serves HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'simcha b'leiv shalom. We know we're going to read that. We're going to have in the upcoming parshas. We're going to have the Teichacha. Right, the Teichacha is which is the closest. What does the Torah say? Tachas asher lo yavadeta b'simcha v'tuv leiv. You get all of the curses. Why? Because you didn't serve Hashem with joy. Now we're learning why. Because when we serve Hashem and we do what we're supposed to do, we give HaKadosh Baruch Hu such a nachas ruach. We make HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he's so happy, he's so pleased, he gets so much joy from us. It's unbelievable how much joy the Rebbeinu Shalom takes from us. Lastly, nachas ruach yetzer misgaber al yitzrei, and the person overcomes his yetzer hara, the challenges of the yetzer hara. Shalei leilech tachas taivas liboy, that he doesn't go after his desires and his lusts. Azai Hashem Yisbarach yesh lei tanig gadol. Then HaKadosh Baruch Hu has a tremendous amount of joy. B'mashu machniya es hayetzer hara la'avoid es Hashem Yisbarach b'leiv shalom. In what? That we subdue the yetzer hara, even though he's very powerful. The yetzer hara is very powerful, but we subdue the yetzer hara and we choose to serve Hashem. That's why he takes such tanik from us. The malachim don't have a yetzer hara, so they serve Hashem. Okay, they have no bechira. We are in the world with bechira. We have free choice. But we have free choice, but we have a yetzer hara that drives people crazy all the time. It drives us crazy all the time. But every time you vanquish the yetzer hara, you work on overpowering the yetzer hara, and you serve Hashem, oh, that brings great delight to Hashem. Don't discount every time you open up that Blat Gemara. You're doing the Daf Yomi, you're learning the Dvar Halacha, you're being Mavis Sedra. Whatever you're doing, you're davening. You're coming to shul, you're answering Amen, Yehei Shmei Rabbah. Whatever you're doing. The yetzer hara said, nah, don't bother. Don't bother going to shul. You don't need to bother. But if the person does bother and he does go, how much joy he brings to Hashem, because he's overpowering the yetzer hara. V'zeh kivinu chazal b'makayim balei tshuva oimdim tzadikim gemurim ein yecholim la'amod. Look at all these gemaras that he's bringing down. This is a gemara in Sanhedrin. Tzadik Tes Amid Aleph, b'makayim shebalei tshuva oimdim. In the place where Balei Tshuva, those people that return back to Hashem, where those people are standing, tzadikim gemurim, pure tzadikim, ein yecholim lama. They can't go to that place. They can't give HaKadosh Baruch Hu the same nachas, the same the same delight, the same tanug that the Baal Tshuva can bring to give to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Says the Gemara, Ki HaKadosh Baruch Hu mekabel tanig mea Baal Tshuva yoyse mitzadik gomer. HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes more delight and more pride from an individual that was going down the wrong path, and then he chooses to find Hashem, and he leaves behind all the baggage, and he turns to Hashem. Oh, is that beautiful? Oh, is that beautiful? Shatzadik goma ein loy yetzer hara kvar. The tzadikim, they don't have their yetzer hara kvar. They lost their yetzer hara. Ubekal hu oived oise. It's easy for the tzadikim to serve Hashem. It's not hard for them. They're more compared to malachim. They don't have the troubles and the daily toil with the yetzer hara shepherding them all the time. All the time. Don't look at this. Don't go here. Don't eat this. Don't get up and go to minyan. All the challenges that we have. Aval about tshuva shadato yitzroi misgaber olav. The Baal Tshuva, that his Yetzirah was constantly cheppering him and bothering him. V'achshav shiber oisai, and now he broke him. Umachnia oisai, and now he subdued him. Ad la'offer, till the ground, and he steps on him. He steps on him. Hashem says a lot of tanik from this person, a lot of delight. What is the right way a person should conduct himself? Kolshu tiferes loiseho, dahainu, shekol asokov yachshoy. At any time you're doing something, you're doing some business, you're doing whatever you're doing. Shekol asokov yachshiv, sheyaset taneg laHashem yisbarach. Hey, am I going to be giving delight to Hashem? Ask yourself, if I do this thing right now, is this going to make Hashem happy with me? Is this going to bring me closer to Hashem? Or is this going to take me away from Hashem? If it's going to bring me closer to Hashem, then let me do that. Because it's going to give tainik to Hashem. If not, I want to step away. I want to step away. Hashem is the one that created us. It's good for him. It's delightful for the person. Why is it so much better to Hashem, to this person, than all the malachim and the srafim, the burning angels? Because that we are a person, we are human beings, lovish begashmias, and we're enclosed in physicality. And even still, I take upon myself to serve Hashem with a full heart. That's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes pride in his creations. More so than all of the angels and all of the fiery angels that serve him. And now we'll learn something from the holy Al-Shech HaKadosh. Ala Pasik. Vasuli Migdash. Everyone knows this, it's famous. Vasuli Migdash, make for me a sanctuary. V'shachanti b'saycham. Why is it plural? I'll dwell in amongst them. Well, if you're going to make a mishkan, so you'll dwell b'soch, inside of it. Why is it b'saycham? Shaloi yu Yisrael sevurim. Klal Yisrael should not think Hashem Yisbarach Yishkoin bebeis hamikdash levad, that Hashem is only found in the Beis Hamikdash. Rak she'ikar shashchina tishra b'Yisrael. The main point is that the Shechina should dwell amongst Klal Yisrael. V'zeh Amar v'asuli migdash, and that's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu says in the Torah, v'asuli migdash. The Mishkan was called a migdash, right? Make for me a sanctuary. V'shachanti b'saycham, and I will dwell amongst them. K'loyma v'shachanti b'Yisrael eshkoi. Amongst every single Jew will be the place that HaKadosh Baruch Hu can rest. Bilvavi mishkan evna, right? Bilvavi mishkan evna. In my heart, I can build a mishkan. I can build a mishkan in my heart and have HaKadosh Baruch Hu dwell in my heart. Not only in the Beis Hamikdash. That's pretty good to know because we don't have a Beis Hamikdash now. Whenever you say this pasuk, you're slaughtering Oisai al Yerach HaMizbeach. It's amazing. Afilu shu akum, even if he's a Gentile. Let's understand this Maimer Chazal, what Chazal said. Hine Yadua. Ki me'aroyu hayu Yisrael yakrivu atzmam la'Hashem l'chaper aleim. Really, it was worthy that everyone brought themselves as a sacrifice to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It was really worthy for every individual to bring themselves as a sacrifice to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Unbelievable, really. L'chaper aleim, in order to bring forgiveness to them. Hashem is baruch b'roi v'rachama. But because HaKadosh Baruch Hu has so much compassion, tziva lahakri behema chelef ha'adam ba'atzmai. And in exchange for the person himself, it's a chalipin. Really, it's supposed to be the person. But he says, "V'shachat oisai al yedach mizbeach." When we feel that we're the one that's supposed to be standing there, we're the one that's supposed to be slaughtered, and not the animal. But Hashem is so kind, and Hashem says you can bring an animal in lieu of yourself. V'lachei kishadam oimer. B'shachat oisei yaksha b'datei k'meisha amru chazal. B'shachat oisei dahainu oisei atzmai hu roitze lishkoi b'shvil ahavas habayra. I'll give my own life because I love you, Hashem. I'll give my own life because I love you, Hashem. Unreal. Mamish unreal. To realize these words, when we say the words, some people think that the karbonos are not so important. The sacrifices, only a certain elite group, they say the sacrifices. That's so not true. That's so false. That really every time we say the words, Unashalma farim sifaseinu. Right? When we say the words, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's as if, it considers as if we brought those sacrifices. When we say the words and we put meaning to the words, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I brought a carbon chatas. Hashem says, you brought me a carbon chatas. I just read the parsha. I read the psukim of the carbon chatas. Kilo hikri, as if you brought it. Unbelievable that we have this opportunity to be able to say the words, and it's as if we brought the animals. I want to serve, I could bring it because I love you, Hashem. When a person feels this way, even when you're saying the karbonos, and when you're saying those words, and you feel that it really was supposed to be me, I'm supposed to be slaughtered. Oh, zafilu hu akum, even if he's a Gentile, alachas kama v'kama if he's a Jew. Kizehu davar godol lachshav lahakriv esatzmei, because it's a great thing for a person to envision that I'm the one standing there, and I'm the one that's supposed to be brought as this carbon. That's a great thing to be able to do. Hine ma shamra kosav tziva kodesh baruch hu litoin bikur la carbon. That we have to check the carbonas ki shekrivu carbon. When you bring a carbon, it's richu lach carbon yil chelef atzmai. Because you have to imagine that the carbon is in exchange for myself. Kilu atzmai hikriv atzmai, as if I'm bringing myself. There are four yesoidos in the animal. And therefore, since there's four foundations in an animal, therefore each and every day you have to watch the animal one each day for 4 days. To take him out from the foundation of an animal. In other words, we have to take out from ourselves the animalistic feelings and the animalistic things that we do. Sometimes, unfortunately, people act on impulse. The same way an animal works on impulse. An animal doesn't think. An animal's not thinking, oh, should I do this and what will be the repercussion? Many times people, they get involved, they get an urge to do something, they just do it. They don't think. They act in the way of an animal. So therefore the Torah says, bring an animal. Bring an animal. Watch it for 4 days. Cleanse out of yourself all the animalistic traits that you have and the ideals like the animals. But now there was on this day, remember the question was, how come normally you have to have the animal for 4 days? But when it came to Rosh Chodesh Nisan on the 8th day, Hashem said, take it today. How come I didn't need to wait 4 days? That was the question. It was the 8th day of the days of Miluim. We didn't have to watch the animal. It didn't have to be watched. Because the carbon didn't do anything on this time. We didn't need carbonis to forgive us. Because we were so cleansed, we were so pure. We did such a tshuva. We were on such a beautiful level. We purified and cleansed ourselves from all kinds of sins. The carbonis were there to bring joy to Hashem. And that's why the Shekhinah came to the Mishkan. Because we brought the carbonis because of ahava to Hashem. So if you feel the ahava to Hashem, of course Hashem will show and reciprocate and show His love to us. And that's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent the Shekhinah down. That was a very auspicious time. Why? Because Klal Yisrael was on a high level. On a really lofty level. Not because of the karbanos. We didn't need the sacrifices to forgive. We were saying before, when you bring a carbon, you watch it for 4 days and then you bring it. You remove from yourself all the animalistic items from the 4 arba yisoidus of the behemoth. You get rid of that, and then you bring in. You feel that it's you yourself bringing the animal. That really I'm supposed to be the one that's bringing the animal. But here, it was a case of just love. We already did tshuva. We already got forgiven. And because we already got forgiven, we didn't have to bring the animal 4 days before to remove the animalistic items from us. Because that's why it didn't need to be watched. Take for yourself a sir izim. Take for yourself an ayah l'shlomim. Right? Take these sacrifices for the karbanas. Here, watch these words. These are beautiful, beautiful words here. Lizbayach lifnei Hashem, and sacrifice them in front of Hashem. Chu miyad hayoim lizbayach lifnei Hashem v'loy v'alma loy hayaton bikor. And why did it need to be watched? Al zeh omar kosev ki yoim hayoim Hashem nira aleichem. This is the day that Hashem appeared to us. Kelaymer hashrois hashchina tia aleichem. The hashrois hashchina, the holy Shekhinah was with us. Kelaymer b'shvilchem, because of you. Because of you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu realized how much regret we had. How much regret we had when it came to the Mishkan, the building of the Mishkan, and how we gave all the beautiful things for the Mishkan. And how we donated whatever was in the Divas Lay, whatever was special to my heart, we gave to Hashem. We gave too much. Moshe Rabbeinu said, it's enough. Stop. Remember that? Al zeh omar hakosev ki hayoim Hashem nira aleichem k'loim hashrois zchinati aleichem k'loim b'shvilchem v'loi b'shvil hakorban Hashem didn't come there because of the karbanas. Hashem came there because of His love for us. Rak machas she'oyev eschem, because Hashem loves us. Hu mashra shchinasei b'neichem, Hashem puts the shchina amongst us. Now we understand the original question. It didn't need the 4 days. The Iker Madrega is the Kohen Gadol. Shekiper al Kol Yisrael. Hayatzarech Lias b'Madrega Yosef Mikol Yisrael. The Kohen Gadol we know is on a much higher level than all Jews, right? He had much higher standards, right? The Kohen could never marry a grusha, an almana, right? He can't marry anyone like that, right? He can't marry a divorced lady, a lady that was widowed, right? He can't marry these people. Other people can. We can. A Yisrael can marry her, no problem. There's no problem. Kohen can't. He's on a higher level. Can't be metami. He can't go to any funeral, right? He has to be careful which funerals he'll go to, because he's on a higher level, higher standard. The Kohen Gadol's on a higher standard. Hine ikar lemadrega shel Kohen Gadol. Keeper Kol Yisrael. He brought forgiveness for all of Yisrael. Haya tzarech lias b'madrega Yosef mikol Yisrael l'chein haya mechaper al Kol Yisrael, and therefore he brought kapara for all of Klal Yisrael. Hine ikar ashros hashchina al adam hu kishemanig es ha'olam v'oisik im kol echad ve'echad likarev oisay ba'al havodas Hashem baruch hu. Kishemanig es ha'olam. When you're running the world, and you're working with each and every individual, to bring him close to each and every person according to their level. That's the most important thing. There's no, my dear Rebbe, Reb Chaim Kramer always says it's a miracle that any Jew, any child that goes through the yeshiva system and he comes out from, he said it's a miracle. It's a nes nigla. Why? Because in the school system, they teach everyone the same thing. And everyone has to be on the same level, and everyone is learning the same thing. But no, everyone's different. That's why it says, we say in Shema, Vishinamtam livanecha v'dibarta bam, v'shiftecha v'eisecha. Vishinamtam livanecha, teach your child. Every father knows what his child needs. But we know that today we rely on the school systems. But the school systems have trouble with this because they have a curriculum. And either the children are conforming to the curriculum or not. But look what the Rebbe says here. Each one on their own level. Azai b'schusa de rabim she'oisek imam Shema sheyachzru b'tshuva. Hashem yisborach mashu shchinasa yimanu. Then Hashem will bring His shchina to us. V'hine zeh hatzadik she'enai mekarev kol echad lasik im kol echad v'karev el habayre. But then there are other people that don't work out. They don't go out to help people, to be mekarev people. Rak machzik atzmai. The tzaddik works for himself. They call that in Yiddish a tzaddik in pelts. Right? A tzaddik in pelts. He takes care of himself. Azai ein hashchina shoyra olav kol kach. The shchina is there, but not so much. The shchina loves when you bring Jews back. When you bring Jews back and Jews come back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and we have more Baalei Tshuva, that brings HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the shchina, much stronger to Klal Yisrael. Ki leka zechusa de tzibura, shelazeh kiven hakosa vayisa Aaron es yodav. Aaron lifted up his hands. Kilayma nasa es atzmai liyos mefurash. Umuvdo me Yisrael v'liyos ba'atzmai sheloi la'asek imahem. El kol ha'am kilayma. Ma shehaya ad achshav El kol ha'am kilayma she'asak imayim v'achshav v'yisa Aaron es atzmai mehem l'chein. Aaron lifted himself above them, l'chein v'yered masas chatas. Therefore he had to go down. Remember he asked the question, why wasn't it v'yetze masas chatas? V'yered, he had to go down. Kiloima sheyorad me'ashros hashchina sharata loyaya yochel asay sachatas. Until now, he couldn't do the chatas. Ha'oila v'ashlamim. Ki kesavnu shebiyos shakoyin gadol makriv korban v'shvil Yisrael. Hayatzorech liyas b'madrega gedoyle. He has to be on a higher level. It can't be the same level. V'yata mefurash esatzmai mehem. And now shehufrish esatzmai mehem. He took himself. He separated himself from them. Shaloyaya is the chusa derab b'mola. V'loyaya b'madrega gedoyle. And he was on a high level called Kach Sheyiyah Yachol Lahakriv Korban B'Shvil Kol Yisrael V'achar Kach V'yavay Moshe V'Aaron Eloi Amayed V'Yetzu. Then it says they went out. Moshe and Aaron came in V'Yetzu Kiloymar Mimadregosam Shahayu Alachshav. They stepped down from their high level. Shaloi Liyah is Porush Umuvdal Menat Tzibur. They didn't want to be, they were no more separated from the tzibur. They had to serve him as it was in the beginning. And they blessed him. Kivoid Hashem al kol ha'am. The tzaddikim have to come down to our level. It says that that a person has to be, you have to teach the person lefi dar ko. Right? You have to teach a child, the people on their level, not on the level of the tzaddikim. That's why it says vayered. He had to go down from that high level to be with the people, and then Hashem accepted it. V'hiskil gam aleim l'shrois hashchina kiberishoina machma shehayu oiskim b'matzibur. When they were working with the tzibur, when Moshe and Aaron now were working with the tzibur, and they weren't on their high level. Then it was the schus of the tzibur. It was the schus of the community. That the Shechina should dwell upon them. Yoser me'im hayu parshin min hatzibur. Much more than that they set themselves away from the tzibur. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu is showing us, Vayered me'asois chatosam. He had to go down. It wasn't Vayetzu. It was Vayered. He had to go down from the level he was on to be now with the people. Moshe Rabbeinu had to come down from that level to be again with the people. And when you have a tzaddik that's with the people, that's when the people can benefit from the tzaddik. And then the tzaddik benefits so much from the people as well. And that's what you see over here. Amen. These are the holy words of the Kedushas Levi to help us understand what went on in the Mishkan. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu, they brought the karbanis, but the Shekhinah didn't come down. It was only when Aaron went down from his level, from his high level, and now he's with the people. Then you had the Ashkaras Shekhinah, with the schus of the tzibur, the schus of the community. So that's what the whole idea, I believe, in the time that we're in now. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to have achdus. He wants us all to have achdus. He wants us all to be unified. Whenever we have achdus, we have success. It's so important to have unity. So important that all the factions of Klal Yisrael get together and we all believe in Hashem together. Each and every person is individual. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't want two people to be the same. He doesn't want clones. Hashem has enough angels. He wants people that think. People that serve Him in a way, that in their own individual way. This is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants. And He wants tzaddikim to come and teach people to be individual. Serve Hashem in your way. Of course you follow halacha. Of course you have to follow Shulchan Aruch. But your feelings to Hashem, everyone has different feelings to Hashem. No two people understand Hashem the same way. And that's what Hashem loves. This is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves. So I want to thank everyone for joining, and I wish everyone should have a beautiful, beautiful Shabbos, and it's going to be Rosh Chodesh, so it's also Shabbos Mevorchim. So I wish everyone to have a beautiful Chodesh, and I hope the Sfira is going well. Remember, the days of Sfira are very, very special. Today is the 10th day, which is Hayom Asara Yomim, Shem Shvu Echad. Okay, today is the day of Tveres Shebigvura. Tveres Shebigvura. Okay, And I guess that's it. So I want to thank everyone that joined us, and I want to thank and wish everyone the best. Okay, Kol Tuv, and we'll meet the same time next week. Kol Tuv, everyone.